Welcome to a story so real that at times it feels almost unbelievable. This is the struggle between humans and the largest living lizard on the planet, the Komodo dragon. On the harsh, sun-baked islands of Indonesia, the question has never been whether Komodo dragons are dangerous. The real question is how people can continue living beside them without losing their lives, their livestock, or their livelihoods. Imagine standing on scorched earth where the heat radiates upward like a furnace. The land is dry and unforgiving, and somewhere in the scrub, a reptile more than 3 meters long and weighing nearly 90 kilograms lies perfectly still. You may not see it. You may not hear it. But it is there, watching, waiting, capable of closing the distance in a terrifying burst of speed. Komodo dragons are apex predators, built like armored giants. Their limbs are thick and sturdy, their claws are powerful, and their jaws contain sharp, serrated teeth capable of tearing flesh in seconds. Even more dangerous is their saliva, filled with harmful bacteria that can cause severe infections. A single bite on livestock can cripple the animal, and a second bite is often fatal. This is why farmers across the region understand the true cost of living beside these predators. Every year, Komodo attacks claim goats, pigs, cattle, and sometimes even horses, resulting in millions of dollars in losses. Livestock cannot wander freely. Every animal must be watched, guided, or fenced, or it becomes easy prey. To address this growing threat, the Indonesian government introduced a bold but carefully regulated solution: controlled hunting. This is not a recreational activity, nor is it advertised to outsiders. It is a targeted measure created specifically to protect communities while maintaining the fragile ecological balance of the islands. Each year, the Ministry of Environment and Forestry issues a limited number of permits, usually between 60 and 120 depending on population studies and environmental conditions. Those who receive permits are not thrill seekers. They are seasoned hunters, experts who understand the weight of responsibility that comes with every decision in the field. Hunting Komodo dragons is unlike any other form of wildlife control. A standard team includes 4 to 5 highly trained individuals. They carry heavy rifles chosen for precision and stopping power because only a well-placed shot can neutralize the threat without prolonged suffering. The dry season, stretching from April to October, is the most active period. Food becomes scarce, water sources shrink, and dragons push closer to human settlements in search of livestock. Hunters often use goat meat or pork as bait. Komodo dragons possess an extraordinary sense of smell and can detect scents carried by the wind from distances over 10 kilometers away. Yet even with bait, the hunt remains unpredictable. Once a Komodo dragon appears, tension spreads through the team instantly. The creature may move slowly at first, but it can accelerate with shocking speed. Its tail alone is strong enough to knock a grown adult off their feet. The team must stay calm, coordinated, and alert. A typical group includes a main shooter, 2 spotters who track the dragon's behavior and position, and support members trained to respond in emergencies. The shooter must aim for a precise weak point where an accurate shot can resolve the situation immediately. Any hesitation or poorly placed shot can lead to disaster. Hunting Komodo dragons is more than a survival mission. It is also a profound lesson in responsibility and respect for nature. Thanks to the controlled hunting program, attacks on humans have decreased by more than 30%. Livestock losses have dropped by nearly 75%. Local farmers now raise their animals with far greater confidence, allowing the regional economy to stabilize and recover. At the same time, controlled hunting ensures that the Komodo population remains healthy and balanced. This ancient species continues to thrive without overwhelming the ecosystem that supports it. What makes this hunt truly remarkable is not just the danger or the skill involved, but the combination of discipline, courage, and deep respect for a species that is both deadly and precious. Hunters who participate in these programs face risks that most people can barely imagine, yet they do so with a clear purpose: to protect both human life and the natural environment. It is important to note that Komodo protection laws in Indonesia are among the strictest in the world. Unauthorized hunting within Komodo National Park is considered a serious criminal offense. Penalties range from 7 to 15 years in prison, along with fines between $10,000 and $50,000. Every form of trade involving Komodo skin, bones, or any body parts is strictly prohibited under international regulations. Scientists who enter the park require special permits, and even they are closely monitored to ensure that no harm comes to the protected population. If you find this story fascinating and want to continue exploring the world of wild creatures and the people who live alongside them, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support encourages us to deliver more high-quality content, bringing you closer to the raw, untamed stories of the natural world every single day. Early morning on Komodo Island, Indonesia. The day began with a stillness that felt both peaceful and charged with anticipation. As the first rays of sunlight cut through the dense tropical mist, our team moved quietly into the protected reserve. Every step felt deliberate, every breath measured. The distant sound of waves rolling against the rocky shoreline blended with the morning calls of birds hidden deep within the canopy. It created an atmosphere that was both majestic and tense, as if the island itself was waking and watching our arrival. Today's mission was not an ordinary expedition, and certainly not a traditional hunt. It was a carefully supervised population control operation targeting the Komodo dragon, one of the most extraordinary creatures on Earth. These giant lizards, which can grow up to 3 meters long, play a crucial role in the island's ecosystem. But in recent years, rapid growth of their population in the western regions has created a serious ecological imbalance. Without natural predators and with abundant food sources, Komodo dragons have expanded beyond their usual territories, even venturing toward the edges of villages and occasionally attacking livestock. This shift in their behavior has disrupted the island's delicate food chain and placed pressure on local communities whose livelihoods depend on farming and animal husbandry. With livestock losses increasing and ecological stability threatened, conservation authorities concluded that controlled intervention was necessary. This effort would help maintain a healthy Komodo population while protecting the biodiversity and long-term well-being of the island. Before departure, the team followed strict protocol. All legal procedures were completed, and a valid population control permit was issued by the national park authorities. Every piece of equipment was checked with precision and care. Tranquilizer rifles were inspected and calibrated. Infrared binoculars were tested for clarity. Radios, GPS units, protective gloves, and first aid kits were organized and distributed. Each team member wore camouflage clothing suited for forest movement, anti-slip boots to grip the uneven terrain, and protective ear muffs for the moments requiring close-range equipment use. Roles were assigned according to expertise. One member served as the observer, constantly scanning the surroundings for movement. Another was responsible for recording data, while the coordinator ensured communication, safety, and overall direction of the operation. Patience and calmness were essential. A single careless sound or sudden motion could alert the massive reptile and ruin the entire mission. As dawn fully broke, a pale golden light filtered through the forest canopy. Mist rose in thin ribbons from the damp earth, turning the forest floor into a soft, surreal landscape. Our footsteps were barely audible, blending into the natural hum of the jungle. After nearly an hour of silent progression, we discovered the first sign of a Komodo dragon, a long, freshly carved drag mark trailing across the sand, accompanied by a few scattered bones. The evidence was unmistakable. A dragon had passed through recently. We split into smaller groups and used scopes to track subtle movements in the dense brush. Every rustle, every shadow was examined with focus. Then, without warning, the creature emerged. Its massive body moved with a slow yet commanding stride. Its thick tail shifted side to side, and its long, forked tongue flicked rhythmically as it tasted the air. The presence of the Komodo dragon radiated ancient power, the kind that has survived for millions of years. Everyone froze instinctively. The distance between us and the dragon narrowed to roughly 40 meters. The team leader raised a hand, signaling us to hold position. From downwind we approached with extreme caution, ensuring no scent or sound would disturb or agitate the animal. Every movement was controlled. Every breath was silent. Then the decisive moment arrived. With flawless coordination, the handler aimed and fired the tranquilizer device. The dart struck accurately, and the dragon reacted with a brief surge of tension before its powerful muscles gradually relaxed. The safety of both the team and the animal remained the priority throughout the entire process. Once the dragon was calm and secure, the team moved in. The animal was examined carefully. Its length and weight were recorded, its condition assessed, and a durable tracking chip was implanted to monitor future movement and behavior. Even as the tranquilizer took effect, the dragon's eyes held a proud, ancient intensity that reminded us of its deep-rooted place in nature and the respect it deserved. After completing the mission under official authorization, the team meticulously inspected the site. All equipment, casings, and materials were collected. Data was logged and transmitted to the Conservation Center in Labuan Bajo for analysis. Special care was taken to gather any metal or chemical materials to prevent contamination of the soil or water. Before leaving, the team cleaned the surroundings thoroughly, restoring the area to its natural state as if we had never been there. Today's journey was more than an operation. It was a profound experience that reinforced the importance of respecting nature's limits and recognizing our responsibility as its guardians. Standing in the presence of such a powerful creature reminded us how small we truly are in the vast story of life on this island. What are your thoughts on controlling the Komodo population? Where do you believe the line should be drawn between conservation and intervention? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for future